is the most advanced anti-COVID mask available on the market, the Gore 9000. This is the real mask that you should wear. This is the mask that is anti-lockdown, and pro-freedom, anti-Bill Gates, anti-Klaus Schwab, anti-World Economic Forum, anti-Illuminati, anti-New World Order! Yeah, hey guys, this is Mr. Ray Infinity from the Ray Infinity Show. But this is gonna be a fun episode. Like, yeah, you can tell by the mask. I just got this. I got this idea from Alex Jones because he's a really funny guy. This, yeah, I gotta take it off now. I've had it on long enough. Yeah, that was pretty fun. Okay. All right, let's get down to business right now. Okay. This episode, we're going to be talking about China and basically how how they are trying to become the world's dominant superpower, trying to overthrow the U.S. by doing it. And they are, in fact, the biggest threat to America. Bigger than Russia, bigger than Iran, bigger than anyone in the Middle East. Yeah, they are the biggest threat. Like the U.S. right now, we are the big dog, but eventually, China, yeah, this is a good possibility because China is like the big number two guy. The U.S. is the big kid on the block, but China is coming right up to our doorstep. Yeah. So basically, like this entire episode, we're talking about China. Really, I don't have anything else planned for the episode. If you guys do any for the next episode, leave an idea down. Okay. What we're first going to be talking about here is basically like how China's algorithms, what it means for us, and basically how it is. Like Joe Rogan did an episode a few months ago about China and basically how their version of TikTok is very different from our version of TikTok, which they own TikTok, but they don't use the version that is used over here or over there. It's very different. It's very different. Basically, like for our TikTok, it's basically a bunch of idiot kids doing dance videos, talking about some weird ideologies and soft pornography stuff that's said in here. That's some of it. Meanwhile, in China, it's nothing like that. What it is basically science projects, like patriotism for Chinese patriotism, and basically like fun things you can do at home. And by fun, like encouraging achievement, encouraging people to do better, like all of that. We're not doing that in the U.S. Basically, like, I wanted to show we're talking about this part of the episode of Joe Rogan's podcast, and we're gonna go right into it. Let's start.
What terrifies me is that we have to become like China in order to deal with what they're doing. I feel like one step moving in that general direction is a social credit score system.
Yeah.
I'm terrified of that. Right. And I think that is where vaccine passports lead to. Mm-hmm. I really do. And I think this idea that they're slowly working their way into our everyday lives and in this sort of inexorable way, where you have to have some sort of paperwork or some sort of a Q code or something on your phone or QR code, that scares the shit out of me. Because that.
Yeah. It's a bunch of 1984 stuff there. Yeah, go read the book if you haven't read it. It's terrifying. It's just a communism book. That's really all it is. Nothing short of that.
You're never going to get that back.
Right.
Once the government has that kind of power and control, they're going to be able to exercise it whenever they want with all sorts of...
By the way, an example, during World War II, FDR imprisoned like 100,000 Japanese Americans into internment camps. They got out, but the reason they got out was because FDR died and Truman took over, and he released them after World War II.
Reasons to institute it.
I'm worried about that too, but I will say
we're
also...
We're going to skip through this, the main part.
What China is doing regarding its internet, because it's seeing real problems, and we might not like their solution. We might want to implement...
Where is it? Let's get to it. Come on.
Their version of TikTok.
Right here.
rolled out a bunch of sweeping reforms
that
include things like if you're under the age of 14 and you use Douyin, which is their version of TikTok, when you swipe the videos, instead of getting like the influencer dancing videos and soft pornography, you get science experiments you can do at home.
Man, this thing's slow.
Implement a solution.
This thing's slow right here, but generally what the idea is basically like TikTok over here in the US is dumbing people down, particularly kids, while over in China it's promoting a lot of stuff like encouraging people to do better in life. And like basically like they're playing the long game. They're trying to dumb us down so China can be the world's dominant superpower. Okay. And basically like he says, what they didn't get to because the internet's messing up, is that basically China for like video games and stuff like that, like you're only allowed to play them a certain amount of times a day in like certain days of the week. Same thing with TikTok, except the thing with TikTok is if you're a minor, you're only allowed like 40 minutes a day on certain days of the week, and after like 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning, it's closed. Like you can't even use it at all. Like you literally can't use it. And like if you're a military person in part of the Chinese military, you get a phone that's locked down completely and you can't do anything about it. Basically because China likes to radicalize groups over here. Like they go into veterans groups over here in the U.S. and they try to put things to piss them off, to try to radicalize them. That's what they want to do because it divides us more and more. Yeah. Like Afghanistan Afghanistan stuff, basically promoting like Biden's done this horribly, like he's embarrassed the country, and basically like it pisses a lot of military people off. So yeah. All right. Since this is messing up, we're not going to talk much more about it, but what we're going to talk about is over here about Klaus Schwab. He praises China's communist leader Xi Jinping, or Winnie the Pooh, during a thing and a speech at the Davos summit. Basically, like saying Xi Jinping is this great, great leader. He promotes the future. He goes along with our agenda. We love China. We love China. Yeah. And this was in Klaus Schwab, remember, head of the World Economic Forum, the guy behind the Great Reset agenda. Oh, Klaus Schwab is also a Rothschild. Yeah. And Bill Gates is a Rockefeller. Yeah. I want to talk more about that stuff in another video. But this episode, I want to focus on China and just China alone. Yeah. And like Klaus Schwab, one of the elites praising China, a lot of Bill Gates does it too. Like here in this video, he praises China for their sacrifices. Basically, the virus leaked out of a Chinese Wuhan lab. Basically, yeah, whether it was intentional or not, most likely I think it was intentional. But yeah, because of the virus simulation Gates did like a few months prior to it happening. So I can't prove whether it was intentional or not, but get the idea. Basically, like he praised China for their sacrifices like a few months afterwards. Basically, like, thank you for your sacrifices, for committing to us. Yeah. Basically, what Bill Gates is a guy that that he wants population. He advocates for population reduction, reducing the population, and with him praising China for their sacrifices. Yeah, so giving up how many ever sacrifices they want to their gods that the Illuminati believes in, whatever they are. Probably, who knows, whatever they are. But it's like, here, we're going to go through the video. I want to show this part to you guys.
To all the people of Wuhan, you made a great sacrifice to be in this very strict quarantine. And, I'm very glad that it succeeded, but I'm sure that the difficulties were very great. And so we're thankful that you made these sacrifices, being at ground zero of a infectious disease is a
coincidentally where it started, right a few yards from the lab that had a virus that was 99.9% of the COVID virus, a version, like whether it was the exact same version or not, probably just modified from the one they just found in the wilderness. They just modified it, and basically that's why it's so similar. It's why it's not 100%, but because they added stuff to it.
Incredible challenge, and you made changes. Work was stopped. Your living was very different, and now the goal that all of that had, which is getting the cases down to very small numbers, and still being super open about, okay, where are those cases? That critical thing is something that people should feel good about, and I'm hope that we can get things even more back to normal in the months ahead. As we use testing data to see where do we still need to restrict things and where can we go partially back to normal. So thank you for your sacrifices.
Yeah, you get the idea. Basically, yeah. And certain stuff about Bill Gates I'm not allowed to talk about, otherwise this video will get pulled. Yeah. Basically something about the V's. I can't talk about that, but you get the idea. And how they can reduce population. And yeah. Something a lot of people don't talk about is that, like, here's the thing. Bill Gates is a psychopath. He really is a psychopath. Like, he talks this weird way, this like satanic way, like Klaus Schwab does, like his Darth Vader impression. Basically, he's basically Darth Vader, and Bill Gates is probably the number 2 guy. Like he's probably like The Apprentice. I used to always think that Bill Gates was the one in charge because he was a Rockefeller, even though the Rockefellers are number 2. I always thought they always put Gates in charge, like just to control everything. But apparently not. I now believe that it's Klaus Schwab, and the reason is because Klaus Schwab is a Rothschild, and the Rothschilds are the number 1 family in the Illuminati. Rockefellers are number 2, but Rothschilds are ahead of them. They are. They're ahead of them, and like they're the most powerful family in the world, and Klaus Schwab is the head of the World Economic Forum, which is the overall government of the world basically working together. And yeah, Klaus Schwab, like, yeah, he's the head of the World Economic Forum. Yeah. And he also is the guy behind the Great Reset, which they're planning to organize society into like a social credit system, into like a checkpoint society, digital identification, which that's part of the social credit system. But yeah, you get the idea. And also, like the other families in like the Illuminati, the Russells, something that a lot of people don't know. I found this out. Bill Clinton, he is a Russell. He is related to the Russells. Like he has an ancestor from a long time ago that is that has the last name Russell. And it's just a huge coincidence. You think it's just a huge coincidence that he has someone with the last name Russell, but as a relative. And then there's the Russells that are part of the Illuminati, and Bill Clinton was the president of the United States, the most powerful nation on the world. So I don't think that is a coincidence. I don't think it is. Also, the Kennedys, JFK, RFK, like they were a part of the Illuminati. JFK, which I will do a video about him eventually one day, I don't know when. He was an elite. He was one of them, and they took him out because he broke his oath. He was going against what the pyramid wanted, what the Illuminati wanted, and he was going to expose them all, and they took him out. Same thing with his brother. He broke his oath, and they took him out. Yeah, we're going to get more into that in another video, but I just want to keep this focus more on China. And basically the thing about China, they're practically changing history in a lot of ways. Like they are. Like like they have these propaganda movies out there called Wolf Warrior, and I believe the other one's called Wolf Warrior 2, which basically is Wolf Warrior 2. The ending scene is basically this Chinese wolf warrior fighting a Navy SEAL in a hand-to-hand combat, and the Chinese wolf warrior is doing all these impossible stunts, kicking the Navy SEAL's ass, and basically they're trying to the wolf warrior. These Chinese wolf warriors are trying to free people that the Navy SEALs have in prisons for like the freedom and the glory of them, and basically while the Navy SEAL is working for some corporate greed or something like that, it's pretty stupid, and the visual effects are awful. Like the Navy SEAL gets his ass kicked. This Wolf Warrior guy does all these stunts that are clearly impossible. No one could do. Yeah, and like and also they have another movie coming out. I don't know if it's come out yet or it's going too soon. Whether if it hasn't yet, it's about the Chosin Reservoir, which was this big battle in the Korean War, where basically America got surrounded by the ocean, and basically they had to fight their way out, and then they eventually came and settled on the 38th parallel. But in the movie, it's these Chinese soldiers that are throwing the Americans back to the sea. That basically for the freedom and the glory of Korea and China. Yeah. So yeah, they're changing history. They're playing the long game. They're trying to figure out how to beat us in 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. Yeah. All right. And how the China's movies they change history and they're just propaganda. But the thing is, our movies they cater to them to make sure certain things aren't offensive. Remember John Cena? He apologized to China for saying Taiwan was a country. Yeah, let's go to that. I want to show you that part. Basically, John Cena did Fast and Furious 9, which Fast and Furious 9 is practically China movies, even though they're not. They're made just for China. They're not made for the American audiences. But basically, when the movie first released, he said Taiwan got to see it first. China got angry, threatened to pull the film from releasing in China, and unless John Cena apologized. And so he made this video talking in Mandarin, apologizing to China for saying Taiwan was a country. Let's play the video right here, just to show you guys.
你好，中国，这是叫西娜。我必须说，现在，在《速度与激情》中，我做很多采访，很多，所以在一个采访，我有一个错误。所有人问我
What he's saying is, he's saying he loves China. He thinks they're great people. That he's sorry. He's really sorry. That's practically what he's saying.
Information. 所以很多采访，很多 information。我有一个错误，我必须说，现在就是很重要。我爱更尊重中国，更中国人。我很抱歉，对我的错误，对不起。
Yeah, so you get the idea. You get the idea right there. He apologized to China because he was afraid the movie was going to get pulled, and if it got pulled, the movie would have lost a ton of money, would not have made as nearly as much, and he probably would have been fired from the franchise, which he still may be. I don't know, but yeah. Yeah, and speaking and how China changes our movies, here's a few movies that that had to change for China. Here's a few of them. This is just a handful of them. The big one, Doctor Strange, right here. The thing about Doctor Strange in the comics, Doctor Strange's mentor was a Tibetan monk that basically, after he got into his accident, he went and studied with the Tibetan monk and learned the mystic arts. Well, China doesn't believe in Tibet, doesn't believe Tibet should have any freedom, and they forced Marvel to change the Ancient One, which that's the character's name, from a Tibetan monk to a Celtic monk, basically a woman with a shaved head, and basically they changed the origin story of the comic book for China. Yeah, or another big one. basically like Top Gun Maverick, the sequel to Top Gun, which I love that movie. But Top Gun Maverick, basically, Maverick, he has all the flag patches on his uniform, basically of all the country's flags. In real life, like that real uniform has the Taiwan flag patched onto it. So China doesn't believe in Taiwan, and to make sure the movie gets released in China, they had him remove the Taiwan patch from his uniform. Like really, like here's a few others: Star Trek Beyond, Castle Royale, Casino Royale, Iron Man 3, The Mandarin. I don't know what that is. Star Wars, like a lot of movies. Like there's a lot of them right here. Like Pixels, like Red Dawn. That's another big one. Basically, Red Dawn, the movie about where these high schoolers come together and fight a country that invades them. Basically, the original one was China invading America. These kids got together and fought against China. But China, it would make them look bad, had them change it, so they changed it to where it's North Korea invading. And so, yeah. Like, really, they're changing a lot of history right here. Yeah. Or speak like the movie, like another thing outside of movies, like basically like they have constant. Oh, I'll get back to the movie thing first because like the live action movie Mulan, which is a reboot of an old Disney movie, which the reboot was not good. It was a really bad movie. They thanked China in the credits, and because they filmed the area around near a concentration camp in China. Like literally a concentration camp where there's human rights violations going on and no one's doing anything to stop it. And Disney thanks them in the credits for letting them film there. Yeah. Like there's a lot of these odd things that Hollywood does. Like China really owns Hollywood. It's bigger than big tech. And basically like a few years ago, remember, like in I believe 2017, Xi Jinping, he said that he will destroy Trump to save America. He and basically he's saying, I will destroy Trump. I will work with Hollywood. I want to overthrow American democracy. I want to repudiate it. I want to discredit it. And Xi Jinping admits he admires Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin. Yeah. Like literally, he admits he admires Joseph Stalin and Adolf Hitler. Like some of the most evil people that has ever lived. Like, yeah, or like how and speaking about Taiwan again, basically like the World Health Organization, basically like this was in the early days of the pandemic. God, man, my throat's not that good today. Basically, like they instructed the World Health Organization to not even mention the name Taiwan because they have funding. They get funding from China. They have that over them. And basically, at the time, the U.S. got out of the World Health Organization, stopped funding it. They stopped funding it. And so, like the head of the World Health Organization did an interview with this woman talking about Taiwan's response. And basically, like, he doesn't even mention the name Taiwan. And basically, like, you have to see it. Here, I got to show you guys the video right here.
Would the WHO consider Taiwan's membership?
Not saying anything. He's not saying anything. I think he can clearly hear her.
Hello?
Sorry, I can't hear. I couldn't hear your question.
Okay, yeah. Let me repeat the question.
No, that's okay. Let's move to another one then.
Right.
Yeah, trying to get away from it.
I'm actually curious on talking about Taiwan as well, on Taiwan's case.
He hangs up. Literally, he hangs up.
We decided to give Dr. Alward another call to follow up.
Yeah.
And I just want to see if you can comment a bit on how Taiwan has done so far in terms of containing the virus.
Yeah.
Well, we've already talked about China, and when you look across all the different areas of China, they've actually all done.
Taiwan is not a part of China.
So with that, I'd like to thank you very much for inviting us to participate, and good luck as you go forward with the battle in Hong Kong.
You see, China does not like the fact that Taiwan is an independent nation. They can't stand it. because like during the Chinese Revolution between Mao and Chet, Mao won and Chet fled to Taiwan and basically like became its own independent nation right there, which pisses China off. Basically, China's never has gotten a hold of it, tried to get it back. They haven't been able to. Like one time when they, I believe last time they sent, well, this was, I believe in 2020. I mean, 2020, 2019, somewhere around there. Basically, they sent jets into Taiwan and tried to take it in some fashion. But the U.S. sent a couple super carriers in, everything calmed down for a while. And then when the pandemic started, the U.S. Evacuated the U.S. Theodore Roosevelt because of the virus. And basically, like, it created a lot of worrisome around Taiwan, like a lot of it. And so, yeah. Yeah. And basically about the virus again, we all know it leaked from the lab. Like, clearly see here, the NIH clearly admitted they funded gain-of-function research in the Wuhan lab where the virus leaked, even though Fauci's denied it. Even the emails, he says, he admits they funded gain-of-function research. But they changed the definition of gain-of-function. Like the day or a few days beforehand, all these came out, or something like that. He was clearly, in the emails, he was referring to the former version of gain-of-function, the former definition. But, yeah. These guys are, China, people don't realize China is the biggest threat, not Russia. Russia is just a distraction because they hated Trump for 4 years. They were so desperate to get him out, they just blamed everything on Russia. Tried to make them the biggest threat. You know, they have the most nukes, but our military is far superior. So, yeah. I question whether or not we're getting closer to an act of war with China. The reason is because, like, how a lot of their things have been affecting us. Like, not just with people, like, catering to them, like the NBA, Blizzard, people don't want to give up that cold hard cash, stuff like that, or with Hollywood, or with Fauci and with the World Economic Forum, whatever. Yeah, but like, man, I don't know. I truly don't know. Like, basically, if mutually destruction is basically where this may head, like mutually assured, because like two nuclear powers, like the U.S. and China, like what would happen? Like, are you going to have like one guy going to launch a missile, the other going to launch a missile? You're going to have a guy stand in the middle, watches the missile go back and forth, back and forth, and basically like wipe out, if not everyone, at least most people on the planet. Because that's probably what would happen if a nuclear war happened, and probably Texas would be the first one out, before D.C., before California, before any other state, Florida, whatever. Yeah. Or, yeah, and basically like another, I forgot to comment on this. Basically, like, remember like a few months ago there was that Chinese tennis player that claimed she was sexually assaulted by some Chinese politician, and basically she ended up going missing for a few weeks, and then put out a statement, or at least a statement from her, supposedly, who knows where it came from, basically saying, "Hello world, I am Peng Shuai. I am okay. You don't need to worry about me." Basically the kind of stuff that you say when you have a gun to your head. Like, yeah, like here's the note right here. Here it is right here. Let's try to get this up. Wi-Fi's being a little slow today. Yeah, I may not get this up right now, but you can clearly see from right here, down here, where it says, "Hello, this is Peng Shuai regarding the recent news of the official website of the WTA. The content has not been confirmed or verified by myself and was released without my consent. News and release, including the allegations of sexual assault, is not true. I am not missing, nor am I unsafe." Yeah, I've just been resting at home. Everything is fine. Thank you again for caring so much about me. Oh, the WTA publishes any news about me. Please verify with me and release it with consent. As a professional tennis player, I thank you for your compassionship and considerateness. I hope to promote tennis with all of you if I have the chance in the future. Yeah, future. Who knows what that means? Yeah, who knows if he gets sent to a concentration camp? Yeah. I hope Chinese tennis will become better and better. Yeah. Thank you for your consideration. Yeah, you get the idea. We know what they do over there. A lot of people go missing if they speak out about the government. Or another thing, when the virus very first broke out, there was a journalist that calling out the government, talking bad things about it, disappears for a month. Comes back about a month later and says, government's great. We know what they do. Like, literally, they force people to admit stuff. And yeah. My voice hasn't been the best today, guys. So I might wrap this up. I'm probably going to wrap this up right now because my voice is bad right now. And I believe my allergies are getting bad in my throat. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. This has been a fun episode. It's a little weird because my voice sounds off, but yeah. Also, that opening with the mask, the Gore 9000 mask from Star Trek, that was pretty fun. Yeah, I might do something like that again pretty soon. Who knows? All right, guys. Follow, like this video, subscribe to this channel, comment down below, and put on the notification bell so you get an update on when the next video posts. When the next few video posts. Also, I said like already, but like this because basically it helps against the YouTube algorithm. It promotes this, gets this video out sooner, and more people can see it. So yeah. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Rumble, follow me on MeWe, follow me on Gab and CloudHub. Yeah, because we need to promote everything outside of just Twitter, Facebook, everything. Oh, also my YouTube, my Facebook page, Conservatives and Libertarians. You guys are gonna love that stuff. A lot of stuff I post there. It's pretty fun stuff. But yeah. All right, guys. This is Mr. Ray Infinity. This is the Ray Infinity Show. Catch you next time.